So when people are, like Nazis or anti-Semites, they'll say oh, like Jews can control the weather, and people go, oh, that's not true. And then you watch this stuff, and they go, yeah, the rabbi he can like see the future, and you go, well, that's wait, do you go? So they do have supernatural ability? Like they can see? Give it up for Very Good Clips. Go subscribe to them. They're making money now.
My chain. My chain. My chain. Don't you like my chain?
Someone sent me a scoop on something. I happened to check my email while I was pissing because God forbid I'm alone for even a second. I always have to be refreshing something, whether it's my soda or otherwise. This person just sent me an email, and I'll read the title of the email to you. Email title says, Hasidic footage for commentary. Hey Ben, longtime listener. Below is a link, hopefully it works, of a documentary from 1992 on Chabad, the Hasidic sect you saw in the news digging tunnels in their main synagogue. Now, I'm going to figure out how to pronounce it, okay? Because I don't speak Yiddish. It is
Chabad.
Chabad. So it's Chabad. And I guess since they always have stuff in their throat, it sounds like this.
Chabad.
Chabad. Chabad. What does Chabad mean in English? It's a Hebrew acronym meaning man, boy, lover. No, it means wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Okay, whatever. You're going underground with poopy mattresses and diapers and everything else. I don't know what's so wise about digging under New York City like a rat, but hey, what do I know? Just a stupid goy. So a little background on the documentary. So this says, you saw in the news digging tunnels in their main synagogue. A little background on the documentary, so you know it's real. Wikipedia, King of Crown Heights. King of Crown Heights is a 1992 American documentary film on the Chabad-Lubavitch Hasidic movement of Brooklyn, New York. The film was directed by Ruggero Gabay. The film was aired by PBS. He sounds like an Italian guy. Am I right? He was born in Belgium and grew up in Milan. Okay, he doesn't seem like a crazy racist guy, so that's good to know. He did work as a reporter in South American Weekly, though. No, he's not a crazy racist guy. He's just a guy who directed a documentary. So he directed a documentary in 1992 about Chabad. So this person who emailed me this documentary, I think he found it. He uploaded it to a Google Drive link that we have. Now he says he hasn't seen it anywhere online, and he came across it on a hard drive of his and thought it might be some use for you or not for content in the future. About the tunnels, it was actually to reach a little-known secret ritual immersion pool they use daily. They were using during COVID due to regulations, and it seems they continued using it after. Okay. Well, this is what Lev came on the show in New York. I mean, he was in the audience, and he was saying that the Jews were going to bathhouses to be gay and stuff, so this might confirm it a little bit. About the tunnels, it was actually to reach a little-known secret ritual immersion pool they use daily. They were using during COVID due to regulations, and it seems they continued using it after. They are also the folks who ask you, are you Jewish, so they can redeem points on your soul. Okay, I don't know what that means. People ask me if I'm Jewish. I don't know why. Someone emailed me and said that Jewish people come up to you and ask if you're Jewish. They do it on the Sabbath, and they just want to make sure if you're Jewish, you're observing the Sabbath or something. They're like they're hall monitors for their God, who's also, if you read the Torah, it's like a lease for Israel, and like their God is a shitty landlord who gives them unlivable conditions, so they have to kill everybody. I'm not really sure. Their God seems very political, which I thought we didn't mix the two, but here we are. They are also the folks who ask you, are you Jewish? They can redeem points on your soul. As I understand, you come from a religious background, as I did, and I thought you might find it interesting. on how he was viewed as a father by the Orthodox followers and as a political type figure who didn't really care about religion like Alan Dershowitz, etc. I do know what Alan Dershowitz did care about. Anyway, part of their sect thinks that the leader was the Messiah as a result of his cult-like persona. There's a part that disagrees, but is also weird in their obsessiveness with his gravesite and spending weekends, Shabbat there. Okay, so they, obviously Jews don't believe in Jesus Christ, but this sect, Chabad, which is in Brooklyn, they were digging tunnels underground, under New York City. This is a documentary about them that this guy has on his hard drive that he uploaded to a Google Drive link for me to watch now. I'm going to take the risk of opening this and playing this live on the show without having seen it, because these are the kind of swings that we make on the live stream here. We just go for it. So if you guys are okay with that, we're going to watch that now. And you can't get this anywhere. It is nowhere on the internet. What can I say? When I see an email with the subject line, Hasidic footage, I click. I'm a simple man. So let's see if it actually works. Hopefully it's not CP. If so, sir, I'll be reporting you to the FBI.
The points of view expressed in the following program are those of the independent producer.
Okay, here we go.
Good evening. I'm Raphael P. Roman. Our next program is a window on the world of the Lubavitch Hasidim, the Jewish religious and political movement that has its headquarters in Brooklyn and thousands more followers around the world. The focus of life for Lubavitchers is Rebbe Menachem Schneerson, who many hope is the long-awaited Messiah. The 92-year-old Rebbe has been in a coma at Beth Israel Medical Center since suffering a stroke on March 10, 1994. Whether you watch with the eyes of faith or the eyes of skepticism, and the king of Crown Heights filmmaker Ruggiero Gabay has combined documentary technique, interviews, and a fictional seeker to create an hour that will enlighten you and set you to thinking about faith, freedom, comfort, and redemption. And now, the king of Crown Heights.
What are we about to stumble on? Now, again, if you're just tuning in this moment, this is a documentary from 1992 about Chabad, who were the Jews digging under New York, digging tunnels. They had mattresses under there. They had like weird baby. I think they had cribs, wasn't it? They had cribs.
I
Weird.
hated Subways. I hated ketchup. I hated yellow cabs. I hated McDonald's. I hated cops.
Look,
I missed vodka.
Look, and we could, here's the thing. We could pause the documentary every 5 seconds and make a joke, but let's just, we're gonna try to remember once again, it's illegal to criticize Israel anyway. So especially content like this, we don't want to be breaking any laws here. Let's just let's not criticize anything. Let's just see what is going on here.
My family. I was decided if something was not going to happen before midnight, like finding a job or getting back my last $20 from that little bastard who stole it from me this afternoon, I was going to call Boris, my grandfather's cat.
I mean, see, that's the thing. It's like it's not that hard to notice, It's not hard to observe racial patterns. And here's the thing, like you can't just be a guy that's like, I just hate Jews. I mean, that's like retarded. It's a case-by-case basis with people, but also like people need to understand it's not bad to generalize. And if you notice racial patterns, you notice racial patterns, okay? I mean, you heard it in the opening 10 seconds.
Like finding a job or getting back my last $20 from that little bastard who stole it from me this afternoon, I was going to call Boris, my grandfather's cousin.
I mean, we're 30 seconds into a documentary about a group of Jews, and he's already talking about how a guy owes him $20. That's what, we're like 30 seconds in. All right, here we go.
Get the money for the ticket and go back to Russia. And then it happened.
Dude, you gotta be kidding me. He's looking at it. Is he looking at a dollar bill? He's looking at a dollar with like a rabbi's face on it. I hope this is, by the way, this isn't a joke. I looked it up on Wikipedia. This is a real Wikipedia. It's called King of Crown Heights. It's a documentary made in 1992. It's not racist. It's just a documentary about a group, and so far I can't believe what I'm saying. By the way, if we're 5 minutes in and they're talking about how they control the weather or how they're going to do 9/11 in 10 years, I'm tapping out. I can only take so much. I don't need to be activated. Okay, I need to be a good boy.
At the beginning, I didn't understand what was happening to me. All of a sudden, I found myself among these people. Well, to tell the truth, they remind me of the pictures of my grandfather before the revolution in the family album. Among them, for the first time since I arrived in New York, I almost felt better. But I was also a little bit scared, though.
Can someone explain to me, because like the Israelites didn't dress like that, right? So like when did they decide that God told them to dress this way? I guess their religious text got updated because of the Talmud and everything. Isn't it just rabbis like speaking and what the rabbis think? So I guess they say the rabbis are in touch with God and speaking to God. So then to the rabbis, they adjust things, and then I don't know why they like why not sweatpants and like baseball caps? Like why not? Like why is it why these things? I'm gonna stop. Let's just watch. Like why does it suck? Like why does it suck ass? That's what I mean. What's what I mean? Why does it suck ass? Why look like why have the suit jacket, no tie, the starchy white shirt? Why the shitty hat? Why the big fur hat in the winter? I really can't get down with it. I'm not like, oh, well, they're having a good time. It looks fun. It's like, it looks stupid as shit. And the music sucks. Their music sucks and they look retarded.
He's a holy man. He did a lot of miracles.
He is the Moses of his generation.
The Rebbe has definitely special powers.
They perhaps expect more from him than he can possibly.
So I don't know if you guys saw it, by the way. Today, Mike Huckabee was like praying over a dead rabbi's casket, and he's wearing a yarmulke. I guess they pray over dead rabbis that die. They pray over the casket and then so they're praying to a dead man who's speaking them and guiding them. It's satanic and weird. You don't pray to dead people and ask them for advice, especially if you believe in a God. Why are you? It's like witchcraft. You're trying to like resurrect a dead guy to ask him for guidance. Like, it's weird as hell. And Mike Huckabee is clearly like, you know, Mike Huckabee is just thinking about the next ribeye he can get his hands on. Like that guy's Christian. If that guy's Christian, I'm Jewish. You know what I mean? But I brought that up because wait, what was happening?
A lot of miracles.
He is the Moses of his generation.
The Rebbe has definitely special powers.
So
Perhaps expect
them
more
saying that I have friends who are Jews who have spoke to rabbis that they believe are telepathic and psychic, and they know where like they can find like dead bodies and stuff, like they can solve crimes. They're psychics that can see the future. They think rabbis have a supernatural nature to them. So that's what they're talking about here. I've firsthand witnessed a round table of Jews inform me that they knew a rabbi who solved a murder because he told authorities where they'd find a body of a kid in a river. And I was like, all right. Once they went there and then they found the kid in that part of the river that they had been looking for, did anybody think about arresting the rabbi? Did anybody think maybe the rabbi knew where the kid was because that's where he dumped the body? Anybody? Anyway, they think rabbis are like, they can like fly and like curve bullets around trees and stuff.
then he can
They can curve a bullet around a tree and kill a
deliver
Palestinian.
it, possibly be.
He's a master.
So when people are, like Nazis or anti-Semites, they'll say like, like Jews can control the weather, and people go, oh, that's not true. And then you watch this stuff, and they go, yeah, the rabbi he can like see the future, and you go, well, that's wait, so they do have supernatural ability, like they can see, and maybe that's why they didn't go to work on 9/11. Maybe a rabbi told them what was going to happen, only because he can. Rabbis, I guess, it's like that's so Raven. They have like crystal balls or something. I have no idea.
What we call a master.
The Lubavitch Rebbe is a great man, but he is a man, a human being.
I found myself in the synagogue of 770 Eastern Parkway, in the section of Crown Heights in Brooklyn, among the Hasids of Lubavitch, an Orthodox Jewish movement.
You can say that Jews can see the future. You can say rabbis can see the future. You can say that. That's not a racist thing to say. They believe that.
Whose leader is
or have
Menachem
psychic
Mendel
ability.
Schneerson, 91
Or
years
supernatural
old,
ability.
known as the Lubavitcher Rebbe.
That is what they believe.
Here, everybody believes that he is the best candidate to be the Messiah. But when I wanted to know more about him, they said to me, don't ask. His life is shrouded with mystery. Until now, I never believed in mystery.
The world, he says, is ready for the redemption. But it's all up to us to accept it, to accept him. Messiah will be a king.
By the way, the same show with the people laying the rugs down and it's like, it's all that stuff over there. Anything that's not of the Western world, my eyes glaze over. I'm like, I have no idea what any of this means. The only thing that makes sense in the Eastern world to me is like a monk or a guy like being alone in the quiet and like meditating. That's the only thing that I go, yeah, that makes sense. That also like that is not just metaphysical. It literally has a scientific benefit to it, to practicing that. So, but the and then the like the habibibi and the habababa, all the habibibis and the habababas, I got, it's so foreign to me. I can't understand it at all. I have no idea what it has to do with Christianity. I don't know what Judeo-Christian means. All of it seems like complete nonsense to me. If you read the Bible, it says Christ comes and he's getting thrown out of the synagogues because he's like, this is all nonsense. We don't need this anymore. And like they hate him for what he's saying in the synagogues, and then they kill him with the help of the Romans as well. You're talking about Herod, Jewish leaders. Okay, you're talking about the Jays. There's a reason Mel Gibson wanted to make those movies. Let's be honest. There's a reason it's not just because he loves Jesus. There's a reason Mel Gibson made those movies. I haven't seen them, But I'd be shocked that there's not the meme of the meme, the guy in the corner as Jesus is being crucified. I'd be shocked because of Mel Gibson's tirades. But let's continue here. Let's continue.
I realized that the tension was growing in the synagogue, and I felt something very strange, like when I was a child, and my father gave me for the first time a present, that same wooden horse that I gave to Vladimir before leaving. Anyway, I felt something in my stomach, and when I saw the Rebbe followed by all those people, I immediately recognized him. He was the same man that was on the photograph, glued to my dollar.
Isn't it all, if you were raised just like a stupid, like white, like Protestant, or like Catholic, or anything else, isn't this just so foreign to you? This idea of like community, upward mobility, people supporting each other. When have you felt like you have felt supported by someone who looks similar to you? What it felt like growing up is that everybody you meet is in competition, silent competition with you, and no one is trying to help you, and people are actually trying to get one over on you. A lot of, I think, anti-Semitism that people feel is actually just envy, because they're just much better at finance. They're smarter than you. They stick together. They seem to be pretty damn happy. They seem to get what they want. They're doing what like a group of people seem to be designed to do. And we don't have any of that. It's just, we're just fighting with each other and arguing about like Teslas and cutting each other off in traffic and trying to get one over on each other. This is like a completely foreign thing to me. Completely. Growing up in West Texas, it was so political, and everybody was out to get everybody. People were undermining people. As soon as someone leaves the room, you start talking, saying horrible things about them. No one's nice. No one helps each other. This is a totally different world and group of people that are so much more advanced than what you grew up with. So much more advanced. Why do they do that thing? Because I've seen them do that thing in public, and I've also been at I've been invited over for when they eat on Friday. Was it Shabbos? Our neighbors they were Jewish on all sides. They're Jewish on all sides here too. And our neighbors where we used to live before this, we're still good friends with. And we'd go over and they'd read scripture, and we'd eat the horrible shitty food that sucks ass. And on those days they'd be wearing the yarmulkes, even though most days they wouldn't wear yarmulkes, and everything was kosher and the wine was even kosher. And when they would read they would have like a text like this. This is a Wild at Heart by David Lynch Blu-ray. They'd have their text like this, and they'd be and I didn't understand a word of it because it's Hebrew. But what was weird about it to me was the rocking. This kid's doing it here. See the rocking? They kind of do. It's like Jay-Z and that. Maybe Jay-Z is Jewish. Maybe Jay-Z's got a little Jew in him, because Jay-Z will. You know the GIF of Jay-Z? It's like they're hearing like a really sophisticated like Jay Dilla beat that they're riding with, and we can't hear it for some reason. They're just back and forth. I don't get it. I do that when I'm laughing really hard. I can sort of like have an autistic fit.
Rebbe is a very great man. He is an extraordinary personality. Not only charismatic, but also
it's Elie Wiesel,
of piety.
Holocaust guy.
And people who come in contact with him cannot but feel his influence.
Wait, so is he in Chabad?
And people who come from many areas, many disciplines, from many sectors of society, somehow when they see him, when they speak to him, when they hear him speak, and when they see his impact on his followers, cannot go away and not be touched by his flame and by his commitment.
Material world and the occurrence of the anniversary of the death of that person. Does this feel at all to you like we're watching like the Hasidic Inland Empire or something? It weirdly feels like a David Lynch Twin Peaks Inland Empire thing. It's a whole weird world I can barely understand. Oh, it says this practice is often observed among Orthodox Jews and is thought to help individuals connect more deeply with their prayers by physically engaging their whole body. So if you're, and the thing they decided was to rock. So if you're rocking, that's interesting because what is the, remember Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid where they ask him if he can hit something and he can't? And he's like, well, can I move? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then he moves with the gun and pulls it out and hits the target. I guess that's kind of what they're doing. It's the same with golf. You always kind of want to be in motion. You don't want to sit still over a putt or a shot. You kind of want to be constantly moving and then swing. So I kind of vibe with that. When I meditate, when I do TM, or if I, sometimes I will pray, somewhat rarely. I will. I'm always dead still. So. Maybe should I start moving while I'm meditating? It doesn't really. Also, chanting to me is so foreign. Because meditating is not a chant. Meditation is a vibrational sound, noise. It's not chanting is a totally different thing. It's not like Judaism or Catholicism at all.
So that's factor one. There is an individual gifted in mind and in heart and with the
Wiener is a Jewish
gifts
name.
which were given to him by his ancestors. On the other hand, there is a community which has its demands, its needs. It needs a Rebbe, a central figure whom they can love in order to have the person which can feed their needs. They endow
and Chabad, I think he said in the email, they have a rabbi they think is the Messiah. They think he's Jesus Christ. I want to see how they treat him.
Qualities and with gifts which he must have in order to be not just a special individual, but to be a Rebbe in the tradition of Lubavitch. Whether Rabbi Nachman Mendelssohn had these qualities at the beginning, doesn't matter. He was endowed with them. They developed within him. He became more and more the person they needed, and soon what was needed and what was the reality merged into the same personality.
People are looking for something that gives them a sense of belonging, something of security. And the Chabad movement offers that. The Chabad movement tells you, you mean something to us. You're valuable. You can change the world. If you listen to the Rebbe, you're participating in the
Okay, I will
redemption.
take it back. Getting drunk with them seems like it's really fun.
You're valuable.
Look at the way he's just walking around with that handle, pouring shots. That looks like a really good time, actually.
You can change the world.
God, that looks great, actually.
The Chabad movement tells you mean.
Wearing those suits and I mean, dressing up like a blues brother and getting hammered off cheap vodka sounds like a good time to me. It sounds like a good time for you. You're kind of a prude. You're a stuck up prude. If you wouldn't want to dress up like Dan Aykroyd and Belushi and the Blues Brothers and get hammered off of pop-off vodka in a dingy little room like that, we're probably not going to get along anyway.
You're valuable. You can change the world. If you listen to the Rebbe, you're participating in the redemption of the people of Israel. It gives people a sense of belonging. There's a family. The family becomes a community.
I don't know why, but now, when I was going past a movie theater, I was not so interested anymore. I preferred libraries and bookstores for the first time in my life. I wanted to know more about these people, so I found a book and read it in the shop. It said that in 1940, Rabbi Joseph Isaacs, the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, arrived in New York, having escaped the German bombardment of Poland. He was a sick and broken man.
So their rabbi,
in the remaining 10 years of
is this the guy who they think is the Messiah? He escaped from Poland?
Movement firmly in the New World. When he died in 1949, his son-in-law Menachem Mendel, who is now the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the seventh in his dynasty, was proposed as his successor. Menachem Mendel was at that time studying electrical engineering in Paris at the Sorbonne University, while his wife was studying architecture.
You guys are sitting
and
me.
They had planned to
Maybe we'll
earn
watch
their
that
living
later.
in these professions. Some people say he had refused to wear the long black coat, which was customary in Hasidic circles. At his father-in-law's death, Menachem Mendel was genuinely reluctant to assume the leadership. And moreover, some of the elders of the movement were wondering whether a Paris gentleman could ever be a Rebbe.
When Menachem Mendel Schneerson came to America, he was a man who dressed a regular light suit with a tie, not anything black, not even a kaftan, not even a black hat. He was a regular person. I asked my father on a couple occasions, having been so secular, how could he have been chosen? I mean, how is it that he's the Rebbe? And he said, well, he was always a very spiritual person, and his father-in-law knew that he would be the Rebbe as opposed to the brother-in-law who was at that time considered the crown prince.
Now I was even more curious about the Rebbe, so I rushed toward his house where a huge line was forming outside his door. I waited there for more than 2 hours, and I heard a man standing behind me saying that the Rebbe had the power to perform miracles, that he can see in your eyes your past, your present, and your future. And if the Rebbe speaks to you, he could change your whole life. And I thought, maybe my life will also change in a few seconds.
Wonder if this was shot on one of those VHS cameras back in the day. You know, the big guys? Because I don't know, they didn't have DV yet. They're not shooting on DV, right? Maybe they had DV. It looks like DV tape to me. I mean, you're kidding me. What is this? Yeah, this is presented without comment. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. I'm not gonna speculate. I'm not gonna notice. I mean, imagine if like a black church was starting and black people were walking in and they were handing out like fried chicken to everybody. You'd be like, wait a second, what? Like, wait, what?
I'm a physician. I treat mostly pain.
Am I allowed to wonder what's going on here?
Unusual kind of patients, and there's many ways in treating people and going out and helping them. And I guess confusing sometimes is which the best way to go. Rebbe said is to try different things. Whatever works, go with it.
Okay, I can't just, if the whole documentary is just like a rabbi handing out dollar bills to people, I'm tapping out. We got to stay on YouTube as well. We can't, what is this? I kid you not, I met a guy like this in Miami. He came up to me and he was asking me if I was Jewish, and he was literally this guy. He wanted to get into the Bitcoin conference, and he was doing this to me, and I was like, what? Yeah, I can't, I obviously comments are turned off there for good reason.
My chain, my chain, my chain, my chain. Don't you like my chain?